Hey, attorneys, you know what the hardest part is of raising your legal fees? It's not math, it's actually confidence. Most lawyers don't undercharge because they're bad at law. They undercharge because they're afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of looking greedy, afraid of losing the client. But here's the good news. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something that you can build. Let me show you how. I'm Jeff Hampton, owner of two seven-figure law firms that I've grown through the power of YouTube, as well as YouTube Rainmakers, an agency where we help attorneys not only grow their brand, but double their revenues through the power of YouTube. And in this video, I'm talking to the attorneys today who are great at what you do, but you still feel that little hesitation when it comes to quoting your fees. Let's break down exactly how to raise your rates without scaring away the good clients. Now let me start by saying my grandfather taught me many years ago that there's two types of confidence: repetition confidence and abundance confidence. Repetition confidence is built through experience. Abundance confidence is built through options. One comes from putting in the reps, the other comes from not being desperate. And when it comes to confidence, you need both. So step number one, let's start with building the repetition confidence. Here's the reality. You won't feel comfortable quoting higher fees until you've done it a lot. Confidence is never a speech that you memorize. It's actually a muscle that you build. For example, I coached an attorney and I told him that the first time they quote $20,000 for a divorce case, they might hesitate. They might mumble. They might even apologize. But after 50 consultations, it'll roll right off your tongue like your own name. And believe it or not, clients can feel the difference in your confidence. So don't just prepare for consultations. Do them. Do them a lot. In fact, for me, I started taking so many consultations earlier in my legal career, I wanted to get to a place where I started getting bored in the consultations. Because number one, I began to look at it as something I had done so many times that it was almost muscle memory for me to quote and know exactly what the fee should be. But then that brings us to step number two, building that abundance confidence. Now here's the catch when it comes to this one. If you only have 2 leads this month, you'll start to bend. You'll start to negotiate. Then you'll start to break. But if you've got 20, 50, or 100 leads that month, you can stand tall and stand firm on what you're worth. Have you ever actually been in a situation where you're negotiating with someone and you don't need them at all? You actually literally, if they choose not to pay you, you're fine with it because you have enough business. You don't need them. This brings your negotiating and the desire that that client will have to work with you to a whole new level. The strange paradox of this is by you not needing the client, that abundance confidence, it will make the client want to work with you even more. For example, we have an immigration attorney who works with us at YouTube Rainmakers, and her channel is more than 1,000x'd in size and in volume of calls that come in. She now has lead abundance. So she doesn't flinch one bit when she gets on the phone and she quotes $15,000 for her visa package. Why? Because she knows if this client were to say no, she's already got several others that are scheduled. This is why you must invest in marketing and marketing that works. Because marketing, good marketing equals confidence fuel. And the amazing thing about this is when you have good lead abundance, you'll begin to see your conversions from sales calls increase. Now I want to pause for a moment and ask you a question. Are you doing everything you can to generate more leads for your law firm, but you're frustrated? Maybe you've been spending tens of thousands of dollars on Google ads, pay-per-click ads, local service ads. Maybe you've tried everything you know to do, but you feel like you can never establish a consistent lead source to help grow your law firm. I want to introduce you to YouTube Rainmakers. I'm the owner and founder of YouTube Rainmakers, and I did it for one simple reason. Back in 2020, I was trying to grow my law firms, 2 separate law firms, and I struggled the same way you did until I finally discovered the power of YouTube. Through the power of creating long-form organic content videos, I am now able to scale 2 of my law firms to multiple 7 figures, and I routinely get over 250 local calls per month, and I don't pay $1 in ad spend. I want to give you the opportunity to learn how you can grow your law firm. You say, Jeff, this won't work for me. Well, take a look at Solano Law. She actually started her channel with us just a few months ago, and in 60 days, she 1,000x'd her channel. She literally not only increased her subscribers, her watch time, but more importantly, she signed up dozens of new clients because she began to learn the power of YouTube, and she's now using it to enhance all of her other marketing. What if you're not an immigration lawyer? What about asset protection or estate planning? Ollie Talai with Talai Law. We not only have increased more than 3x the size of his YouTube channel, but more importantly, he is now using his YouTube videos on all of his other marketing to bring people into his webinars, to sign up multiple new clients that he would have never received otherwise, and he's just getting started. So I want to invite you. This is your opportunity to click on the link down in the description below, schedule a meeting with us, check out exactly how this will work for you. I promise you, it's the future of not only law firm growth, but SEO, it's dying. What used to be search engine optimization is now search everywhere optimization, and YouTube is on the cutting edge of all of it. So I can explain all of it to you. If you'll schedule a consultation, I want to encourage you, click on the link down in the description below, and I look forward to talking to you. Which brings us to number 3. And this is a hard one for many attorneys to do, but believe it or not, your ability to stay silent during a consultation equals power. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a huge game changer. Listen to me. The next time you quote your legal fee, I want you to literally say nothing. Seriously, just shut up. Don't say anything for literally 8 seconds. And I want you to think how long that is. That's a long time to remain quiet, but if you'll just shut up, you'll close more deals. Most attorneys, when they don't immediately hear someone else on the other line, they start to think that they have to keep talking, and now they talk themselves out of the sale. Now, this is an amazing study, but studies have shown that waiting 8 seconds after you quote a price to someone will actually result in an increase of 30% higher in sales conversions when you have consultations. I know it may feel uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, you've got to try it. It works. You just look at them square in the face, and I've done this many times, and say, your aggravated assault deadly weapon charge, it'll be $25,000. And then I just look at them in the eye, and I tell them the quote, and I don't say anything, and I wait for them to respond. So the next time you're quoting your fee, let your silence do the selling. They're either going to just say yes, or they're going to try to start explaining some way about how they can't afford the price. But either way, you have won, because now you're in abundance confidence. Step number 4, layer your proof with the price. I know this might seem like common sense, but raising your fees always works best when you provide evidence. This is where you pair your abundance confidence with proof. Client testimonials, case results, 5-star reviews, media mentions. You don't need all of them, but you just need a reliable stack that you can use as you're going through your presentation and your consultation. As you quote the price, the evidence of what you're worth speaks for itself. For example, I saw an estate planning attorney pull this off brilliantly. As they were presenting to an elderly couple that was not only up in years, but they had a very large estate. And they put together this visual on the large television screen in their conference room. And as they did so, as they were quoting the price for the estate package, which was about $7,500, it came with 5 glowing testimonials, video testimonials that were right beneath them. And of course, the wife looked over and said, please play those testimonials for us if you will. And then after the price was quoted, there was complete silence and a complete agreement to work with these attorneys. Why? Because the actual testimonial did the selling for them. Price comes after credibility, not before. So if you're a PI lawyer and you've recovered hundreds of millions in settlements, look over at them and say, we've recovered, show the proof of all the settlements and trial wins, and say, our fee is only 40% and you only pay if we win. And then stay silent. What if you're an immigration lawyer? You could do a visual gallery during your consultation of all of your EB-5 and L-1 approvals. Then you can calmly look at the potential client and say, our strategy fee to help make this happen for you is $15,000, and then stay silent. When you provide credibility and proof first, the price feels like it's well earned. So raising your rates, it's not risky, particularly when you combine repetition, abundance, silence, and proof. The right clients, your dream clients, they won't push back. They'll lean in even more. Here's the hard thing to learn. You don't need to justify your price. You need to just own that price. And after all, if you're like me, what I've learned is that $5,000 clients are much easier to work with than $500 clients. Now, we just covered how you can raise your fees and still keep your dream clients. But how would you like to know that you've got that lead abundance we talked about earlier so that you can have that abundance confidence as you close your new law firm leads? Check down on the link in the description below and click there to learn more about how you can use YouTube to double your law firm revenues. See you over there.